Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to answer another viewer's question. And this one's actually a really cool question uh, in what it actually entails. As you've probably gathered from the title, it's a way of expanding the FR-1x user program memory. But in reality, it's not. Okay, so don't get all that excited. Uh, to get it to do kind of what we're talking about, you'll find out a little later in the video. It's a lot of work, uh, but it's really cool. So anyway, uh, hopefully you're going to enjoy this and learn something interesting. It'll give you a little better insight into what the memory is actually doing and how it's kind of organized. So, anyway, sit back and enjoy. I've prepared a little slideshow that I'm going to go through. Hopefully, that will explain it, and then a little demonstration, I think. As you can see, I have a slideshow put together, kind of going to be talking about user programs. So, first, I want to start off by letting you know what is actually saved in the user programs. In the user programs, there's a number of things saved, as you can see on the screen here. So, for example, in the sets, in the treble section, you've got the register, the octave setting, bass to treble mode, and you can read those, so I'm not going to go down through those. That's what we're going to concentrate on. The other side of the screen here with the bass and chord sections, the same method or the same memory allocation is handled there. So the memory is handled exactly the same as here. But really, this is the one when you're playing the FR-1x and you want to do a registry change. It's not very often that you do a bass and chord registry change. It's I'm going to say 99, at least 99% of the time, it's the treble side that you're changing. So you might be going from a master to, for example, a musette or something else. When you're making a change, or you want to go from an accordion sound to a tenor sax or to a clarinet or to twin trumpets, it's something along those lines. So we're going to focus on the treble section of this. But I just wanted to point out, not only does it save those, but it also saves your drum sets and your orchestra and bass selections also. And those of you who have done this, you all know this anyway, that it saves. But this is going to be kind of an interesting little twist on user programs. All right, that being said, let's take a look at our next slide. Okay, so the sets on the FR-1x, okay, they're on the left of your screen. You can see set 1 in the treble registers on the accordion side are a set of 4 accordion styles. So you've got the concerto, which is really what it always, if you go to edit it, it usually comes up with the concerto, and that's the startup that you have to actually work to change. So that's kind of the default. And, you have a lot of different ones. So you've got 12 that are factory set, and then you have 4 user sets that you can put in. You will actually have 14 treble registers. Now, for the first 12, so sets 1, 1 through 3, 4, that's what you have, what you see there on registry 1. 1A is a bassoon. C is a bandoneon, the cello, and the harmonium. Okay, 2A is your default setup, the default startup, and it's the master. And you can see those. Now, as far as the user sets, and I've done videos on that, but you can actually change what these are. So, for example, if you don't like a piccolo, you could put another musette in or another master. So you can, change these. As far as the orchestral goes, you have those. You have the strings, the twin trumpets, flute, acoustic piano. Those are what you have on any of the sets, unless you've created a user set and have changed those. And for example, I like the harmonica. So I usually have a harmonica in one of my treble registers, in one of my user sets, so then I can use it if I create a user program. But anyway, getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Okay, but these are the basic sets that you have anytime you turn the FR-1X on. Okay, so here's the setup that I would like, and this is using user programs. Okay, so for example, I would like to select the Studio Accordion, which is 2/4, with the master selected, which is 2A. Now, as I am playing a song, I want to switch over from the accordion sound to, let's say, the tenor sax, as I have here, which is 3B. Okay, so I would have to hit the orchestral and go to tenor sax 2B. Now, the easy solution to this is we set up the accordion as Studio Master 2A, do whatever we're doing with the bass and drums and all that, set it up, and then go to User Program and save it in one of the user programs. Take your pick. I am just saying User Program 1A. It could be User Program 4A. That doesn't matter. Okay, there it is. So now I have that set up. Then once that's saved, I go back into the accordion and I set the accordion to orchestral mode. I select the tenor sax, which is 3B, and I keep everything else however I wanted it. And now I save that to User Program 1B. So now to switch between, I go into User Programs, I hit 1A, there's my accordion, my master accordion. I want to go to a tenor sax. I simply hit register 1 again. That will take me to 1B. Now I have the tenor sax. I want to switch back to the accordion for part 3 of the song. I hit register 1 again, and it will go to 1A, U1A. So that's the easy way. Okay. Now, well, that's the easy way. The problem is we only have 8 of those to deal with. We only have 8. So you kind of have to be frugal about what you are saving and where you're saving it to. Otherwise, you're out of memory and you still have songs that you want to do something else with. Okay, so the setup that I'm talking about would be something like this. I would go into 2/4, and you see I have it highlighted there. So I would have the Studio Accordion, and I would have the master set. That would be my User Program 1A. For User Program 1B, I would have Orchestral turned on, the accordion turned off, or whatever else I want. But we'll say it's turned off, and I'm just going to the tenor sax. So when I hit 1B, the tenor sax is on, the accordion is off. Okay. So looking at the accordion, wait a minute. Can I maybe do something interesting? Okay, here is the button. So, okay, so turn the accordion on. I hit User Program. I hit 1A, U1A. I have my master accordion. I hit it again. I have my tenor sax. Okay, that's good. And I still have the 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B. So I still have those 6. So I have a total of 8. Is there a way that we could do something so we have these programs, but instead of having 8, we have 24 different selections? Well, we've got this right hand over here, this orchestra button and organ button. Oh, well, if I'm in 1A, what happens if I press the orchestral? I go to an orchestral instrument. Oh, what if I hit the organ? I now have the organ. Well, guess what? My bass side, bass chord side, and drums all stay the same. They're not going to change. So now each switch gives me not 1, but 3 different choices. So if I'm playing in 1A and I hit the orchestral, I'm going from that accordion to an orchestral sound. I hit the organ button, I've now gone from orchestral to the organ sound. I turn that off, I am back to the accordion sound. And this works whether you've got the orchestral set up and you're going to organ and accordion. That doesn't matter for this discussion. That doesn't matter at all. Okay, so now each button is 3. I have 3. That means, let's see, 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, wait, I actually have 8 because I have a 1A, 1B, and so on down to 4A, 4B. So I actually have 8. 8 times 3. Now I have 24, not 8 user programs. Now, there's a caveat here. The caveat, there's a couple actually. One is you can't make a whole lot of changes simply by doing that. You're either turning the accordion on, off, orchestral on or off, and organ on or off. And you can't mix and match these, right? Okay, so the great idea, I mean, this is a wonderful idea. Now we go from 8 to 24, but as from the title, it's not going to work exactly the way we want. Now remember, according to the manual on this treble section, it saves all of this information. So if I go and I have in the accordion, I have the 2A, whether it's studio or folk or whatever accordion, it doesn't matter. Okay, concerto, it doesn't. If this is what I am saving this master. But I've already been in the orchestral and I already have 3B selected. Okay, so I've gotten out of orchestral into accordion, master's there, but I'm still sitting with this tenor sax. Still sitting with that tenor sax. Now, a little side note here. If you set your accordion up like this and you save 1A, and that's how you have it, when you go through, you press 1A, okay? You go through, you hit orchestral, guess what you're going to get? You are going to get that tenor sax. It's there. It's right where you expect it to be. But here's the problem. When you turn the power off and turn it back on, and then go to User Program 1A, when you hit that orchestral, you are, you hit orchestral, you got the accordion, hit orchestral, you're expecting that tenor sax. That is not what you're going to get. It's not what you're going to get. What you're going to get is a flute. You're going to get the flute. You hit 1A, boom, you've got the master. But when you hit that orchestral, you're not going to this tenor sax, you're going to this guy. Okay, you're going to the flute. So, what the user programs do, okay, they're wonderful, okay? But the user program works great for the accordion setting, but as far as the orchestral, it only saves the main registry setting. It doesn't save the subset that you were on. Okay, over here, it doesn't save the A, it saves the 3. Okay. That's the easiest way I can explain it. It will save the main, but not the subset. Okay, and again, the same thing works if you're going from orchestral. So if you had, if you had whatever done this, and let's say you had for your accordion, let's say the violin over here. Okay, when you would go back, when you would turn orchestral off, you wouldn't go to the violin, you would go to the master. It will remember the column, but not the row, if that makes more sense to you. So now, that being said, can we actually set this up differently? And the answer is yes, you can. Remember, you have 4 user programs that you can use. These are the standard. If you go in and change these, so oh, you know what? I want a clarinet. So you go in to your user set and you pick the accordion you want. I want Studio 4. Okay, so if I wanted this to work, whether I turn the computer or turn the accordion on and I want it to work the way I want. If I wanted, for example, the tenor sax, or as my viewer wanted, he likes the clarinet, you're going to have to put the clarinet in one of the A positions. So you simply have to edit a user set. So you edit the accordion to what you want. You edit the user set. When you put that up, you can actually put whatever you want. So if you want to use that technique, you actually need to create a new user set that's going to have what you want in the A row in here. You need to have whatever you want in the A row. If you do that, there you go. You now have the ability to simply hit orchestral or organ and switch to whatever A position you have. Okay. So hopefully that kind of gives you a little more insight into how the memory is used on this. I'm going to have a little sample here where I'm actually doing this. I have Studio Accordion set up, and I'm simply going to switch. Now I'm going to be in User Program, okay, and I'm simply going to be switching from my User Program by hitting the orchestral button and hitting the organ button and going back and forth. So just to kind of demonstrate, you know, how this can work. To get it to work the way you really want, you really have to do a lot of manipulation with the user set that you are using to get things to where you want. If you're not in need of this, do the easy method. You have 8 programs. You can save them and bring them back. That's the easiest way. But just a little trick for everyone to try. So anyway, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe down below and enjoy the little sample and keep playing.